Oh, bro, I gotta talk about this. Wait, I gotta talk about this. This is important. This dude has been playing one Age of Empires 2 match for 50 plus hours. It's a 1v1 that won't end. It's still going? Wait, no, really? This is insane. So in Age of Empires, there's a limited amount of resources on the map. This is different than many other RTS games where you have something that can go infinite. When you chop a tree, the wood is gone. When you mine the gold is gone. They have mined and chopped every single resource on this entire map. And they have fought to a standstill every time, which means they can't make new units and they can't fight. And so nobody wants to quit. So it's been going for 72 hours here in 8 minutes. So the ways you can get infinite, or not infinite money, but a constant source of gold are these relics right here. But unfortunately, these relics have to be put inside monasteries, like a big church. And those cost wood to make. And all of the monasteries were destroyed at hour like 40 or something, you know? And so they can't get gold. And if they can't get gold, they can't trade for anything. And they can't chop wood. And there's nothing to get. There's no resources left. So nobody can fight and nobody can win. And no one wants to give up. This is so stubborn. It's for like 5 rating points. All Ruben has to do is wait for Andre to go AFK. Which he has to do eventually to sleep. And he can win. Wait, Andre has a stream too? That's actually so funny. So technically, you could watch this guy's stream and figure out maybe if he's AFK or not. I wonder if he's got like a friend watching who will text him to wake him up. It would be so fun to be in this moment because I would not give up. And so it got me thinking. I wanted to show you guys. I found the longest pro games of all time in esports. I found this League of Legends game. This is the longest League of Legends professional game ever played. And I found the key moment. The game is now 92 minutes in, an hour and a half, a feature-length film of 1 round. And there's only 14-8. An average game with me and Cutie. Our average solo queue game has like triple this kills in the first 10 minutes. The reason I quit is that it is extremely frustrating to spend 45 minutes to an hour of your life, like on a Saturday maybe, just for somebody to get caught and throw, you know, to pour your heart and soul into winning, to fighting team fights, to setting up wards, and then one person just gets lazy and dies and throws. Well, I thought that was a solo queue thing.
Now officially have the longest game of all time. Once again confirmed by Joel. Thank you very much, Joel. Keep up the Discord, it's great. As we go back to this game, still not.
After 93 minutes, the GOAT, SKT1 Faker, decides to just back in the middle of the river alone. Everything on the line. Faker says, you know what? I'm going to back.
Not 100% certain who will win is.
Oh,
this is going to be a lot of damage.
Faker, yeah, so much damage. Sonya's going to go out. He's going to have to try to get out of here just for good measure. Another redemption coming through, but Umpty chases in. One more hit. He takes him down. The solo kill from Umpty, not even losing the Guardian Angel. Follow up next is now exposed.
Faker's dead this whole time.
I think they
Faker's still dead.
94.5 minutes on the clock. They take it home. And Jin Air Greenwing.
What a throw! Anyway, just insane. Insane that it really encapsulated the League of Legends experience in the longest game ever. And that's the greatest player ever. The greatest player ever just got bored and died. Oh, CSGO? Oh, it's in the UK. Of course they'd waste our time. Apparently it went, it's a 45-42. I think it said 9 full overtime periods. Did they break for T in the middle?
Thousands, both coming from the same angle here. Victor gets one. Pulse now in a 1 versus 1 against Victor. It's not
1 versus 1.
Pulse.
All on the line.
To hunt this one out.
All on the line.
Him, doesn't pull the trigger yet. He's gonna get chased down.
And he gets it.
Gonna get it. 45, 42, 87 rounds of great British Counter-Strike there.
This is the first game in a best of 3. Yeah, it's crazy. Think about trying to put esports on TV where you needed to fit certain hour slots and certain commercial breaks. And the game 1 of best of 3 takes 3 hours. Ice cold, they'd never get an 88th round. My dream is to do an 87 round victory and say GG easy. Michael versus Bananas, the reason we play Melee? What the fuck is this?
There's a relatively well-known bug in Super Smash Bros. Melee, which you might have seen before. If you stand on the platforms just right, the CPUs will just sit there. They will wait for you to move before ever moving themselves, in a strange act of protest. There is a horrible secret in Melee. The secret is that we are not so different from these poorly coded CPUs. And if you play your cards just right, you'll find that the CPU standstill bug works on people too.
That's fire intro. Shout out Melee Stats. Shout out Amba Sinister. I've known this guy for a while. I think I had him on me and Stanz's pod back in the day.
The Melee rule set we know is clear, simple, and very different from what was packaged by Nintendo.
4 stocks, 8 minutes, baby.
4 stocks, 8 minutes, and only using 6 of the 29 stages. Underneath the clearly enumerated rules, you'll find gentlemen's agreements, the unwritten rules of Melee.
Can I tell you guys a story about unwritten rules of Melee? The character I play in Melee is called Sheik. If you don't know Melee, don't worry about it. But Sheik is Zelda. Zelda turns into Sheik, okay? And Sheik, on most bad characters, has a chain grab. And one unique thing is, Sheik has a chain grab on herself. If a Sheik fights another Sheik, you can chain grab. And there is an unwritten rule, a code, among Sheik mains that when you fight each other, you don't chain grab. Because Sheik Dittos with no chain grabs are actually really fun. It's 2 ninjas going at it. Otherwise, it's a lot of just grabbing someone and throwing them over again, okay? There's an unwritten code. I visited the Mogul Moves household, and they held a house tournament to see who in the house was the best at Melee. Before the tournament begins, we are all playing friendlies. There's a couple setups. Everyone's drinking, having a good time, shooting the shit, and we're just playing for fun before the bracket begins. And I play a Sheik Ditto with Eamon. And I go, no chain grabs? And he goes, yeah, of course not. No chain grabs. And we play a classic set that I barely win. And he seems fine. He seems fine. He laughs it off, has a drink. Flash forward an hour later, we're beginning the bracket. You know, play the music, dude. Round 1, Atrioc wins. Round 2, Atrioc wins. Round 3, it's a struggle. Atrioc wins. Slime is now knocked out. Who's gonna be my opponent in the finals? It's Aiden. Okay. It's down to me and Aiden. Everyone else knocked out. Ludwig's knocked out. Slime's knocked out. Everyone else knocked out. I'm smiling as I sit down. I have a beer in my other hand. He's not. I say, yo, all right. Hey, good luck out there. No chain grabbing, right? It's like 2 a.m. at this point. Everyone's drinking, having a good time, or going to bed. He looks me dead in the eye and goes, no. I go, what? He's like, no, I'm going to chain grab. So we start the match instantly. Insta-ly, Eamon runs at me, starts chain grabbing me. I'm just sitting there in disbelief, staring at the screen as Eamon chain grabs me over and over and over again. I get completely owned. I get chain grabbed for 3 games straight. And then he fist bumps and goes, hey, good games. Anyway, yeah, true story. I've never forgiven Aiden for that. Did you chain grab back? No, I didn't. On principle, but also I don't know how to do it on Sheik.
Sheik players may agree to not chain grab each other in hopes of playing a fun, combo-oriented game.
How appropriate! How appropriate! A fun, combo-oriented game. Isn't that what we all want at the end of the day?
And these rules, despite not being rules...
Look at this. Does this look fun to you? This is Aiden, right here.
Mewtwo is one of the most recognizable players in Melee's history. His ruthless punish game, his methodical edgeguarding, and his self-described optimal playstyle. Sometimes it's optimal to break Melee's fake rules. But after going down 2-1, 1 game away from losing, Mewtwo informed Shroom that he would begin using chain grabs for the remainder of the set, eventually winning. People...
Oh no, that's grimy as You can't switch sides mid-set. That's the Eamon, dude. That's literally the Eamon. I literally think if I hadn't beat Eamon in that friendly, he would have said, yeah, no chain grabs.
Sometimes we as players are under the understanding that there are rules that are unspoken, a contract we lock ourselves into when we plug in our controllers and hit start. In April 2017, he played against Westballs, a player against whom he is undefeated. Mewtwo wins the off-stream set, last stock, Game 5, having to make a last-second comeback to snatch the victory.
Small interjection. I once knocked a drink out of Westballs' hand at a party because I was really drunk. I slapped it out of his hand. Anyway.
Once again, we arrive at a Game 5 situation, but Mewtwo has a plan this time. He will grab the ledge, and he will stay there. There's nothing stopping anyone from doing this again and again. The game doesn't care. It will give you the same number of invincibility frames on your first grab as it will for your 100th.
Grabbing the ledge over and over again, they can just steal it from you. But people get scared and don't want to do it. Especially when Music King's built up such a reputation on the ledge.
Has made a career.
You can beat it. Like, you can beat it. It's not broken and we just agree not to do it. It's like not good.
He just stays on the ledge until the timer runs out. And Music King was crowned the winner of their set.
That's on Wes balls in my mind. That's on Wes. I'm not going to drink out your hand again and you say something different. That's on you, Wes. You're down a stock, bro. You got to do something. Why is he got to run into you? He's already winning. He's up.
Sometimes you get so mad that you complain about it to a bartender who has no idea what you're talking about.
Go do something that you can't do anything about, which is if you grab it right from the stage, you get invincible.
Oh, you got to be so down bad to explain melee mechanics to a bartender.
The problem is that the timer is 8 minutes long, and most players find the idea of doing nothing for 8 minutes to be extremely, extremely boring.
That's tough.
Its only real purpose is to serve as the arbiter for when two players really don't feel like playing each other. Most games don't last 8 minutes.
Is that a real game? Is that a real game? Did they not fight for 8 minutes and then he shot one laser and won? If that's real, that's the most insane game of melee I've ever seen. A 3% loss, one laser loss.
Wobbling is the only true infinite combo seen in high-level melee and is
It's
arguably
banned now.
the most
Wobbling is
controversial
terrible.
thing in the whole game. The Ice Climbers grab their opponent and take turns hitting them to trap their opponent and hit stun indefinitely. Music King struggles against the Ice Climbers and really just wishes they didn't exist.
Oh, so
In a
sad.
set versus Wobbles, he will camp the Ice Climbers in 2 different ways across 2 different characters. At the end of the set, Wobbles grabs Music King on the shoulder and tells him, "It's fine if you play that way, but if you ever complain about wobbling again, you are a giant hypocrite."
Oh, shit.
This set perfectly captures the 2 dipoles of the
Bro, the second they
insidious
banned
thing about this newly
wobbling,
emerging
all these whack-ass Ice Climber players fell off the map. The second they banned it, they went from like all these crazy upsets to never fucking any tournament placings at all. So they didn't deserve it. It's whack. It's unfun to watch. It's lame as hell. I'm glad it's gone, and I stand by it.
In their set, Chango adopts a straightforward strategy. Step 1, build a percentage lead. Step 2, stay really, really far away. There is no step 3.
This is a competitive game. Bro, there's a crowd of people watching 2 people sit there and hold their controllers and not play.
Chango has successfully set up the CPU standstill glitch on a human opponent. The commentary offers suggestions. Both of them are doing nothing. Both of them
Oh,
just
shit.
want to
Oh, let me see that again. Whoa, that was a f***ing spike.
nothing. Both of them. With all the pieces assembled, we can finally bring our attention to the rivalry at the end of the universe. Michael and Bananas, a Chicago Puff player and a Texas Ice Climbers player. In some sense, you can barely even call it a rivalry, as Michael has won every game against Bananas in every set they have ever played. After getting brutally timed out in Game 1, Bananas reveals his final act of counterplay. You might be fooled into thinking that Melee is a game with 2 outcomes, winning and losing. This is not the case. There is a third, much rarer option. It is possible for both players to be disqualified.
Wait, what?
Bananas thinks to himself, if he won't approach me, then I won't approach him. Atrioc walks over and demands that they fight during the one-stock tiebreaker that happens in tied timeout situations. They agree to fight. Bananas has done the impossible. He has forced a player who is winning to approach him instead of approaching himself. His plan has succeeded.
We're gonna have to make a new fucking rule because of this hack.
What a fucking wild
Michael wins the tiebreaker
situation.
anyways, and goes on to win the set 3-0. It really just seems like the matchup is impossible. Michael cannot be defeated. If Bananas can't even come close, who could possibly do it? 6 days later, Michael will lose to Boyd, an ice climbers player from Ohio.
Oh!
I originally thought the set was unrecorded, but it turns out I was wrong. It's just that nobody wanted to watch it. 2 of the games time out, and 2 others would have timed out had Boyd not thrown himself off stage to concede right before the timer ran out. Somehow, Boyd manages to find 3 wobbles in Game 5.
What a miserable existence.
It may have been the single most amazing upset that happened through the entirety of 2019, and only 600-something people decided to watch the set. And honestly, who can blame them?
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Not a single goddamn thing about this video game makes any sense. The game couldn't possibly capture a person's personality if boring people did not have an avenue to be their boring selves. It wouldn't be self-expression if everyone was forced to act
Can you
cooler.
just swap in the footage of me playing Aiden right here? All right, I think, we watched a pretty hilarious number of very long esports games. I think I'm going to play a little Inscription.